Alrighty, knuckleheads. Grumpy Grandpa here. Special guest today, sitting right next to me. But I don't know. He fell asleep. I had. I don't want to bother the guy. He's had a rough go the last couple elections. Leading by a lot, and then just having to bail out at the last second and give up on it. So we don't want to interrupt him and wake him up. But what I was going to ask him is, like, what do you think about getting, being way ahead on those elections and then not coming out ahead? And I don't think he was too jazzed at the, like, oh, yeah. Biden's getting in. You think he'd be all hyped up? It would be one of the greatest days on the planet. And, he would be super happy. But he was tired then, too. So, again, we don't want to interrupt him. And Karen, she's not here yet, but Fred, my producer's here, and he stepped in on a Sunday. So thank you, Fred. Appreciate the hard work over there. Can't do it without you. So let me see if I can't. Okay. I also wanted to ask him about the pharmaceuticals. Like, Trump made it so you could afford insulin and those EpiPens and stuff. The poor people couldn't afford it because the pharmaceuticals are jacking the prices out to where nobody could afford it. Their insulin or the EpiPen and stuff like that. So Trump had passed orders to bring down the cost of insulin and EpiPens and everything. And it had just taken, kicked in a couple weeks ago or so, and everybody started being able to afford their medication and stuff like that. And big pharmaceutical companies, they didn't like it. The pharmaceuticals that advertise on, mainstream media and your news like ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, you name it. All the big news companies count how many pharmaceutical commercials there are during their newscast. And Bernie will probably tell you it's the reason why Biden canceled that, so that the pharmaceuticals could just make killings of money. And then the politicians like Biden and that, they get kickbacks from them being able to charge so much money because the politicians let it, that then the pharmaceuticals give a little something kickback into their pocket. Well, okay. Well, so this show is going to be cut short. Debbie, my better half, she doesn't want to come on with me yet. She, I don't know. I go on her show. She calls it our show. I call it her show. But I keep on saying, hey, I need you back on my show for ratings. Whenever you have a girl on your show, it always helps. And I thought, man, this was going to be great. I'd have Bernie on here that's been cheated out of a couple elections. And what better guest to have on than a man that was cheated out of a couple elections? And we're going to ask him some really solid questions on what was going on. But as you can tell, we also have the heat off in here. It's pretty cold in the studio. I don't know. I think the heater's out here in the studio. But with these lights and all, it'll warm up over time. So I think we'll be okay. But that's why we're all bundled up here. So, yeah, I wish I was awake so I could ask some questions, but tune in on next Grumpy Grandpa whenever hopefully I'll get Debbie back on the show and we can ask some of these questions about the pharmaceuticals that advertise a lot and why Biden canceled the bill that made it affordable for us common folks to get our medication. and why he doesn't like that, and why he doesn't like the Keystone Pipeline. Maybe, maybe Biden has some ties with the Ukrainian oil companies, and get something from them too. There's no telling what's going on out there, but we got our eyes on it. Me and Debbie have been doing our research. Grumpy Grandpa's been doing his research, and like I say on all my shows, hey, you can make a lot of money with them kickbacks.